Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan, also the North Central Chaplain for Broken Chains, JC. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is October 1st, 2025. We're looking at Proverbs chapter 1, and yes, the cricket is still here. Matter of fact, when I walked out into my shop this morning, he was silent, but as soon as I started reading, he started chirping. So I'm going to take that as a sign that all is well. But so thank you for noticing that. Today, as we're looking at Proverbs chapter 1, there's a portion that really stood out to me, and I have avoided it because, well, it seems harsh and it seems hard. And it's verse 24 through 33. So there's a lot here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to read verse 24 and 25. And then I'm going to read 32 and 33. I want you to go back and read all of it. And I want you to understand something. God is very careful about what he does and how he does things. I get asked all the time. I ask all the time. If I'm perfectly honest, I ask all the time, why does all this bad stuff have to happen? You know, why do we see all these things going on? And first I'm going to say this. Good people get caught up in bad things. Whether they intend to or not, they get sucked into bad situations. And bad stuff happens all the time, which causes pain, hurt, anxiety, depression within people that it wasn't even intended to touch, but because we are so interconnected, it does. Somebody halfway around the world can have an experience, and we will be impacted in some way, in some negative way. Somebody could have a bad day and show up to work and misread an order and ship the thing to the wrong warehouse, and an order that was supposed to be there on Monday doesn't show up until Thursday because it has to be rerouted 3 or 4 times. In the unintentional consequences, the person that needed that on Monday now is in desperate need. And it's created a real problem for them that they don't know how to overcome. All of us have experienced something like that, right? Where I needed it, it was promised, didn't show up. And yet, and I'm not talking about this being God's thing, okay? I'm just talking about we are impacted by people all around us in real ways, right? And so why does God let bad stuff happen? Well, sometimes it has to do with the fact that somebody rejected him and he had to pull back and let them experience the consequences, just like he did with the Israelites. Always, for one reason, he pulled back so that they would know that he was God. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 24, since I called out and you refused, extended my hand and no one paid attention, since you neglected my counsel and did not accept my correction, I, in turn, will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when terror strikes you. It seems harsh and cold, especially when someone who had nothing to do with that situation gets impacted. And yet, a just God, someone who actually follows who he says he is, needs to act that way, right? I gave you a warning, you didn't listen. I gave you a warning again, and you didn't listen. I got to pull back so that you can learn this lesson. Again, I want you to read 24 through 33 in Proverbs chapter 1. But he ends it with this in 32 and 33. For the turning away of the inexperienced will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will live securely and be free from fear of danger. There's a promise in the fact that he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to pull back and let us experience the consequences of our decisions. All in Proverbs chapter 1 really drives home the fact that God is calling out to us. And he's going to do whatever it takes to get our attention. And unfortunately, when he's trying to get someone's attention, we may be impacted by it in a negative way, and it's not fair. We can do two things. We can reject and get angry and turn away from God in that circumstance and then face our own consequences. Or we can experience the fact that even in that moment, he promised that we can live free from fear of danger if we keep our focus on him. Sometimes it doesn't look like it's going to be free from danger. We're experiencing negative consequences now that are going to be painful. But it doesn't say free from pain. It says free from danger. And there is a difference. Let's put our focus on God. Let's listen to him and stop worrying about what other people are doing and worrying about how their negative consequences are impacting us and having that cause us to deal with our faith. Let's put our faith in the right place. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.